Well, good Thursday morning. It's a Thursday. That means it's Positive Talk Time Thursday. And you can see behind me that we are with the doggies today, Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa and Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue. Today, we're going to talk about grooming. We're actually in the grooming room and all of the things that dog parents and cat parents, for that matter. Did you know you should be getting your cats groomed? Do you know that if you have a short haired dog, that you should be taking them in, even if your mindset is, oh, they don't need to be cut, they don't need to have the haircuts? Doesn't matter. Short haired dogs, the wounds that are beneath the matting, some of the crazy things that Jessica has found inside of dogs. I'm talking about fish hooks that have been in there. I mean, the bristles off of a barbecue brush. Yeah, you didn't know this, and the poor babies are sitting there scratching, trying to get it out. We're going to talk about all those things today. We make you laugh, we might make you think, we might educate you, might even make you cry, as we have when we had Jessica Cooke sitting in the chair here, which she will join me in a handful of minutes. It is opening day for the Cardinals. That's why I'm wearing my red. So if you're looking for something to wear today, make it simple. Look for any red that you have in your closet or in your drawers. Make it that easy on you. We've got a lot to do today. We've got a little bit of news you can use. A lot of it has to do with the Cardinals home opener. And what do you need to wear when you go down to the ballpark or anywhere near the ballpark? Let's just say one word: a coat, because it's cold. I'd love to tell you that we have 70 degrees or 80 degrees and sunshine, but that's not the case. So let's bring the gentleman on that knows all about it. And that is our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore. Good morning, Beckett.
Good morning. Happy opening day.
Yes, it's so exciting. The Miami Marlins and the Cardinals. So the first pitch, Beckett, is at 3:15 this afternoon.
Yes.
Now, I was watching different meteorologists this morning, and then I also was listening to another one as I was driving in this morning, and they're all saying it's so very close as to whether or not anybody going down to the ballpark might see, and it wouldn't last long, but might see a little sprinkle. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, a couple of sprinkles are possible. I don't have that on the weather schedule for today, but in the morning we're gonna have around 40 degrees, mostly cloudy, and then after in the afternoon when we get that first pitch, as the game's going on, afternoon into the evening, 50 degrees, mostly cloudy. So definitely grab a coat, a jacket, a hoodie, whatever you need to stay warm, because it's not going to be one of those great baseball days, one of those great baseball weather days. It's going to be pretty chilly for your opening day.
So as you go off to school, do you guys do anything at school for opening day? Do the teachers do anything fun for the Cardinals home opener?
Well, actually, today I have off because we got
Oh,
confirmation last night.
oh,
So,
congratulations.
but I don't remember. I think we might, but I don't really know.
Well, it's an unofficial holiday, Beckett. So one of these days we need to make it an official holiday,
Yes, I
because
know.
I mentioned that nothing gets done at work. People either don't go to work at all, or if they're at work, they're just talking about the game. They're getting ready.
Yes.
And then if they have to work into the afternoon, they're probably listening to it. So I just
Mhm.
think bosses need to give everybody the day off. What do
Yeah,
you
I
think?
think so too. I think so too.
Beckett and I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be a chilly one. Let's have you break down the rest of the day and then into the rest of the week.
All right, so looking at the 7 day outlook, again today, Thursday, mostly cloudy, high of 50, low of 35. So definitely getting chilly tonight. Again, if you're at the opening day game, get a jacket or a hoodie or a coat. Then as we go into tomorrow, we're going to be warming up as we go into the weekend. 58 degrees, warming up by 8 to 10 degrees tomorrow. Mostly cloudy skies there, low of 36. So again, both some very chilly nights. And then to Saturday, 62 degrees, mostly sunny, pretty much all sunny, low of 48. So we're really warming up. And then to Sunday, we're really going to get those warmer temperatures flowing into the St. Louis area. Mostly sunny there. Again, 72 with a low of 50. And then to Monday for the day of the eclipse. Right now, you guys are going to really like this. We've got mostly sunny skies. There's a couple clouds there. You can see mostly sunny. Still means that a couple clouds could be around. Again, the cloud coverage, the cloud chance can increase. So stay tuned to the forecast over the weekend, because this is going to be something to watch very closely. Because if we have clouds over the area, won't be able to see that partial eclipse in the St. Louis area. But right now, it's looking pretty good for eclipse day there. 76 degrees, mostly sunny skies, low 51. And then going into Tuesday into Wednesday, mid next week, we're going to have some rain moving in. 70 on Tuesday and 68 on Wednesday. So we're going to be having to watch the eclipse day very closely. Now, here's the NWS blend of models. This is from the National Weather Service, and it blends a ton of models together and gets an output of what's the most likely scenario. So this one's for cloud cover. What are we expecting for cloud cover, blending a bunch of weather models together? And right now, this is the percent of seeing cloud cover, and we got around 20% in St. Louis. That's very good. That means we got an 80% chance of seeing sunshine. That's why I have that mostly sunny icon there. Then as you go farther south of the state, it gets a little bit more enhanced, that percentage of cloud cover. But even into Cape Girardeau, only a 30% chance of cloud cover. So that is very, very good news. We'll have to watch if this increases, but right now it's been pretty steady for a couple of days. So if I had to place a bet on it, I'd bet that we are going to have sunshine for the eclipse, which again is very good news. You'll be able to see it. Hopefully, again, what happened in 2017 in Carbondale, Illinois, is some people were watching it and then a cloud came over it right then. So we really don't want that to happen, but that's still a possibility. So keep that in mind. And again, coverage from Hot Springs, Arkansas. That's where I'll be for the eclipse. Again, I'll be here Monday morning on the show from Hot Springs, Arkansas. 4 days away. 4 days away. Again, April 8th on Monday. I'll be here on the show that morning.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. And not only that, but Beckett and I are going to sit down and talk to Don Ficken with the St. Louis Astronomical Society. We're going to break it all down for you. We'll talk about the last time it was here, 2017. The next time it will be here. Will any of us be alive? The safety aspect is one of the biggest things, and why it is such a phenomenon that people travel all over the country. A lot of people will be going to Cape Girardeau or Poplar Bluff, where I think it's a little over 4 minutes, where it will be totality, which is really awesome. So you're going to be leaving tomorrow morning?
Yes, tomorrow morning.
I'm excited. I can't wait to talk to you when you're actually in Arkansas and what you're hoping to see that day. So, yeah, a big day. Before you wrap up, I took a picture, which you see behind us, and a lot of people ask when we talk about mostly cloudy or mostly sunny or partly cloudy or partly sunny, what's the difference between partly cloudy and partly sunny, Beckett?
So partly cloudy would mean that we have a mostly sunny. We have a lot more sun than clouds, and then partly sunny would mean we have mostly cloudy, more clouds than sunshine.
See, he's the genius, and that's why we have him on. If you're new to the show, he is a regular part of our team. We love him. I know you do as well. Aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day off. And again, congratulations to you. Looking forward to talking to you on Monday on Total Eclipse Day. We will no longer be counting down 4, 3, 2, 1. It will be the day is here.
Can't wait.
All right. That's Beckett Moore once again. Thank you to Beckett for the forecast here. Super excited, by the way. Where are you watching the total eclipse? I'm still having to make up my mind because we're going to have the show that morning. And then I'm thinking, my husband and I even talked about it. And do we drive down? Don't be looking for a hotel room, by the way, because those have been booked for a long, long time. But a lot of the eclipse festivities begin actually today for some people. They're doing 4 days out, 3, 2, 1, and then obviously the day of the eclipse. So it should be really, really cool. If you're just tuning in, it's Pawsitive Talk Time Day, as you see on the bottom of the screen. And that is when we join Jessica Cooke with Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa, Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue. We love featuring the different dogs. Justin's going to be our featured rescue today. We're going to try to get him adopted out. I love the support of this community because a lot of the dogs that we've been showing you are getting adopted. They had the big bark madness, people getting a chance to meet several of the dogs, and a lot of those have been adopted. Remember Cristiano? I mean, that was the big story, getting him adopted. Mama Blue, by the way, has left the building. Mama Blue was adopted. One of her babies, her puppies, did come back. So we'll find out if Timothy is still here. And then we'll showcase Justin. We're going to talk all about grooming today, but not before I say good morning to you. Julie Purcell, Kathy Holden Reed, Kathleen Morris, Linda Eckert, all my diehards. I love it. Sean Fitzgerald, Luann Petrie. Good morning to you. Sean says, go Cardinals. That's right. First pitch against Miami, 3:15. By the way, the Blues, they have a big game on tap as well. They're in Nashville tonight, and the points that we're needing is now 5, and it's just because of the way things change around as a team wins, etc. So the Blues still need 5 points in this wild card race. So let's cross our fingers, give them all the positive energy we can as they take on Nashville. With the Cards home opener, I told you that the news you can use is really all about if you're going down to the Cardinals game, if you're going to be in the stadium, a lot of the new things they have, and one of it that everybody's talking about today is the 703 Club, and that stands for 703 for Albert Pujols, the home run number, 703. But it's going to be right there near Big Mac. So if you get a chance, and one of the guys from the Cardinals organization said, if you've never experienced the clubs throughout Busch Stadium, just try to maybe start chipping away. But this one's going to have mesh seats. And for anybody that gets to go and stay in the 703 Club, do me a favor tomorrow or into Monday. Let me know what it was like. Maybe even take some pictures, and you can send those along to us in our comment section. There's going to be a cotton candy machine for the kids, a machine, and a bunch, of course, new merchandise. If you go down, remember to have patience, get down a little early. There's a lot of things starting at 10 o'clock this morning. And then if you've never been to opening day and this is your first, you're in for a treat because, of course, the amazing Clydesdales will be there. There's nothing like seeing the Clydesdales. And then the red jackets from all of the former and current, obviously, Hall of Famers. I love to watch that. That's one of the most exciting things to see all of those that have played before. And then obviously first pitch against Miami at 3:15. Kathy says, hooray for opening day. I want to know if any of you are actually going, not just downtown, but any of you going to the actual game. Good morning to you, Michelle. Marilyn, good morning. Go Cardinals. That's all, folks. That's right. Good morning to Julie Fabian. Hi, Yuppy Puppy from me and Peppy. She adopted one of the dogs here, Peppy. I have a question about my Yorkie. Okay, Julie, we'll get to that. We have an appointment at Mizzou this coming Wednesday for a consultation about cataracts. Do people get that surgery? Do dogs, you mean? She will be 12 next month. We're looking for anyone that has any experience with this. Cataract surgery. Well, I know that my Shiba Inu had eye issues, and I would take her to I think it's VSS in the Chesterfield Valley. We had to have drops for her. If you see dogs, by the way, pawing at their eyes, you might think it's cute, but it could be a sign of things to come with eye issues. So keep an eye on that. When we sit down with Jessica in just a second, we'll actually start with that for you, Julie. Linda, congrats on your confirmation. Right, Beckett, I know it, right? Congrats from Julie as well. Leona, good morning. A jacket and a hoodie and a coat, she says, is what we need today. Congratulations to Beckett. I hope he's still listening. A lot of people giving you congratulations for your confirmation. I'm afraid if I drive Monday morning, it will just be traffic. I know, because we're talking about thousands of people that will be converging in the Poplar Bluff and in the Cape Girardeau area. You just have to have patience. Hi from the Villages. Hi, Darlene. She's in Florida. Margaret Ellington. Margaret, I think that's a new name, or maybe we've talked in the past, but it's been a while. Terry, good morning. Stephanie, good morning. Good morning, and go cards from Kathy. Another Monica, good morning to you. Josh, good morning. And Diane, good morning. A lot of you up and Adam and ready to go. We haven't said that in a while. Michelle always said it sounds like I was saying up and Adams. Did you know that we could bring Mobile Monica to your business, your event, your festival? Well, as you see on the bottom here, all you have to do is shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. We could even start a segment like we have right here. We started the Pawsitive Talk Time a couple months back. We started Wet Your Whistle Wednesday back in 2023. We've got Friendship Friday. We've got Medical Monday, Ask the Doctor. So if you've got something creative, you want to come up with something, you want us to customize it for you, let's do it together. And don't forget, please share, like, and follow the live stream. Right now, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we are on X and Instagram and Rumble. So a lot of platforms for you. And it's a Thursday, so coming up in 45 minutes on all of the audio podcast platforms, we will drop a beautiful story about Randy Grimm and Randy's Rescue Ranch. If you didn't get a chance to see that last year, one of our favorites for sure. So we're talking all about the animals today. And when we return, Jessica Cooke will be joining me. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com. Welcome back, and so glad to have all of you and glad to have this beautiful soul. We love her. Look, I put our dogs in the corner.
That's cute.
It is Pawsitive Talk Time, and people are getting questions in. We're going to be talking about grooming today, and you're going to be unbelievably surprised at the things that these groomers have found inside of your dog, the matting that's in those dogs, those poor babies. So please pay attention. Okay, Julie wanted to ask you, she said she has a Yorkie, and they have an appointment at Mizzou this coming Wednesday for a consultation about cataracts. Do dogs get that surgery? She will be 12 next month. We're looking for anyone that has any experience with this.
There has been amazing advances in dog cataracts and reversement. So I definitely, whatever they suggest in Mizzou is fantastic.
Yeah.
So Catching it early is important. So by going to those appointments, but yeah, absolutely. We've had lots of clients that have had much success. Yes.
There we go. Well, Julie, and I was mentioning that I had a Shiba Inu and they do have a tendency to have eye issues. Kira went blind. Nico had some issues, so I'm keeping an eye on Opus, but they would paw at the eyes. And I was like, I know you might think that looks cute, but that could be a warning sign, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Any changes, if they're pulling, if they're staring, they look a little cloudy, they're looking in the distance, but yeah, that's definitely a vet visit.
Okay, so if you're just tuning in, they're saying that you're quiet, so you got to speak louder.
Okay.
It's 7:16. We are going to go through and take a look at some pictures, and we are going to say if this, what? Can you all hear me okay? They're saying that hold on. Monica, you're welcome to watch from my yard. I'm just outside the totality line at 99.9%. Or Farmington is a good place too. Okay, yeah, for 100%. Great parks like Hawn, that's a good one. Yep, and St. Joe. Good morning. Go Cards. Looking forward to seeing and hearing about the fur babies. Yes. So I'm guessing, yes, you all can hear me. I don't know. It was just the fact that maybe she was being quiet. And so we are talking about grooming today. And one of the things that I want you all to know is how much you need to pay attention to what the dog is looking like. So we've got some cute little groomers. I'm going to see if they can hear you. I'm going to put it back over to you again. So you also, let's talk about shampoo and how different it is when you are trying to shampoo at home and thinking, well, I can just take care of them.
Absolutely. So always use a shampoo that is for a dog. So their pH is totally different than ours. So even the most moisturizing or luxurious, we hear people use, Pantene or something that would be extra coating on our hair. That's actually drying for them.
Okay.
Because so the dog shampoo is much more, has to be much more moisturizing, nourishing, all the vitamins and everything because of their pH and the thickness of their skin.
Because yeah, a lot of us. Okay, and thank you. Linda just said I hear both of you just fine. So I don't know. Maybe that was on Michelle's end. But good morning to all of you. A lot of people think, oh, I can just go in and they don't even pay attention what they're buying. They don't look at the ingredients. I have seen things go really, really wrong with that, and then you're bringing in and changing their coats, and they're allergic to things, right? All that.
Absolutely. There. So any type of product shouldn't have any of the dyes or parabens, things that not only can cause irritation. Or that they might be allergic to, and then also it clogs the follicles, which can lead to extra skin conditions,
Problems.
extra problems.
You have your own shampoo here.
We do. So it was every year we go to the pet industry trade shows, and about 7 years ago we formulated a shampoo specifically. So it's just a basic hypoallergenic shampoo with no perfume. And it's made with reverse osmosis water, has all these great things in it for, and so many dogs now have reversed, issues, or they used to have issues before. And so then we don't put any topicals on after that as well.
And so is this the same shampoo that you use when you're grooming?
So the hypo is an upgrade because it's a little bit more pricey, and not all dogs need that, but it is. So we use a basic aloe-based shampoo here for, but then we have all kinds of upgrades and medical shampoo. So some dogs, and then we also, if there's a medicated shampoo that was prescribed to you by your vet, we do sometimes, at home they prescribe you, say you have this giant Malamute that has some skin irritations, and the vet hands you this bottle and they're like, bathe them 3 times a week. So call us, we do that. So we can really get down into the skin, let it sit and soak, instead of it being a chore inside your bathroom. So
can we just talk about that? And it will be a carryover between our show today and a carryover to Monday on 2 respects. One is how difficult it is to try to bend down. I hurt my back every single time. We're going to talk to Dr. Neary about that on Monday, because one of the things is you're trying, that's why you should bring them to a groomer for so many reasons, obviously. But one of them is that you're trying to bend over across the tub and you're trying to get to them, and they're moving around, they're shaking, and you're back and forth, and your spine. There's never a time that I've washed the dogs and I haven't come back saying my back hurts.
And thanks for saying that, because that's why groomers, they really have to take care of themselves too. It is a short-lived career, unfortunately, you just sometimes can't do it, or you'll see some salons then having to do dogs under 40 pounds or things like that, because it takes a toll on your body. If you do 6 to 8 big dogs and or the doodle craze, the doodles are killing the groomers' backs and joints and all that. So you'll see us take a break and stretch in between. But we have the low tubs on the floor to walk in, which is great for the dogs. It's all about the dogs, but it is,
it is all about the dogs.
A lot of bending over. And then we do whatever it takes. So we have the hydraulic table so they can just step up and go up and down. But there is, if a dog needs to be done on the floor, we do them on the floor.
Yeah.
So
how many do you do in a day? Because it really does take a toll on the body.
It does. So me personally, because all mine are regular clients, so I know what condition they're in, which makes a lot easier. So I can do 8 in a day.
Oh, wow.
But it depends on, so every stylist is different, and the dogs vary. So if we know we have a doodle, that'd be like a perm and a highlight, so that slot's going to take longer. It really just depends, and whatever groomer, whatever they're comfortable with is how they have control over their books, like a salon.
If you're just tuning in, this is Jessica Cooke. We're talking about grooming at Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa. By the way, they do have 2 locations, Cottleville and then the one in O'Fallon right there off the Winghaven exit. But Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue. You might be able to hear the babies in the background. We're going to feature an adoptable rescue today named Justin. We'll get to that in just a second. But we're looking at a doodle. And then what's the breed on the other side?
A corgi.
I thought so. Okay. Why are the doodles so difficult?
So they've gotten better. So many people, when they first came around, and it's been about, I would say, 12 years when they first started the scene. Lots of people were getting them from breeders where they said they were hypoallergenic and they didn't need to be groomed. So enter dog.
Oh, I have heard that. That's right.
And a lot of people have educated themselves now and know that is not true.
Fake news.
Fake news. But so they were coming in as year-old, 2-year-old dogs that have never been groomed, and owners said, we can't shave them down. Well, there comes to a point sometimes, if you cannot get underneath those mats safely, you have to start over. There's no other way to get it off. And then there's such a variety of coats, and let's face it, they're all happy dogs. So add the bouncy, happy personality, which is fantastic, but it is wiggling with shears and scissors and sharp equipment. We have to really train and work with them on to be still around those areas. But so they do shed, but what happens is, to a lot of them, is their hair gets impacted because it's not brushed out. So you might not see it all over your floors in your house, but it's falling out and sticking in there. And so if you don't brush that hair, the dead hair out, plus some of them are very curly, tight. So then that gets in there, and it's just, it might take one area 10 minutes to brush out. And if you're doing the whole dog, and then especially the high friction areas where the collars are, God forbid they have a harness on, and then all the private areas and the armpits, those are just really, tough to get through.
Sure. So we're talking about the importance of having the babies done. We're going to show you some pictures, by the way, of the matting that might take place. And Richard just said, that's why I get the dude groomed every 3 weeks. We just had Dude on, by the way, earlier in the week. What a beautiful dog. They actually found out he was 4th generation wolf.
Oh,
isn't that cool?
That's amazing. Yeah,
right?
That's cool.
And the tail on that dog is just unbelievable. But one of the things that I noticed right away was, you obviously take really good care of this dog. You can tell that dog was groomed.
Yes. And so, quite a few of my clients, the longer and the more, that you want to keep a coat, or my personal dogs, I groom every 3 weeks. So there used to be, you're going to dry the coat out. They don't need groom that often. Well, the products have changed tremendously, and it's what you're doing. And our rescues get bathed and nails done every 2 weeks, not only just to part of training and handling them, but to keep them healthy. It really does reduce allergies, dander, skin infections by keeping that thick coat that's to the skin. It keeps the oxygen going through their protective layer.
So again, you think about how often you go to get your hair cut, or you're going into your stylist, etc. It's the same mentality. So when you're taking on and you're adopting a dog, or cat, we're going to talk about cats getting groomed as well. You have to make sure that you want to do everything with them that they need. You just mentioned nails, and I literally, because I'm always going to be real, I said, oh, I'm guilty of this. I try to do it myself, and they are not having it. They don't like it, especially Adelaide. She can't stand it. So the nails should be trimmed how often?
You can file some off at least every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Once a month, I would say, is the most you would want to go, because what happens, if you can see that picture, so their toes, and all dogs' gait and how they stand is a little different. So to keep that proper paw pads, longevity, think about the older dogs, then when you see them and their feet kind of go out to the side, it's because maybe the nails were longer, forming the toes to go out to the side. So nail maintenance is extremely important. So even if you don't want to get the dog per se groomed, but every like 6 weeks, you definitely bring them in or work on filing them yourselves or getting them down. Or we do walk-in nail trims for $25 while the owners wait all the time.
That's what needs to be done then, because we see it and then we see their little hair that's growing. They've got hair underneath that needs to be trimmed out. And then you're trying to do it yourself. I always said, I'm going to try to do it, but I was always scared because of that. What is it, the quick?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, if I hit that, they're just going to scream. Have you all not been there? It's like the most, and then because it happened one time, I was like, oh, what did I just do? So when you're hitting, that's like the nerve endings?
It is. So just be like taking your nail way too short. Like that hurts.
My mom just went,
yeah. And also too, we hear, so a dog will come in and the nails are curled into the side, and you can only take off as much as to the quick.
Yes.
Because what happens is, so if the nails aren't kept short, that natural grinding on the pavement, that hit the cuticle, the quick grows longer in there. So then you have to work on reducing that a little bit at a time. So sometimes you're not able to give that short look because the vein is already at the end.
Well, then it's hard. I don't know how you all, you really, truly, they're just unbelievable here. I don't know how you know how far to go when the nail's black.
It's years of prep. You can see it there. Once you start to trim and file, you can see it.
See, isn't it hurting your nails right now? Okay, so this is the reason why you've got to get your babies taken care of. So Marilyn said, was that a bear she was hugging? It looked like a bear, didn't it? It was that dog was huge.
Yes.
What was that?
That is Beezy. She is a Leonberger. She's huge, and she's been coming since a puppy. And now I believe she is 9 years old, which is pretty up there for a dog her size. So her parents bring her in for play camp, and then because grooming can be a whole day is going to be too much for her, because it would take about 6 to 8 hours to groom
Oh my
her,
gosh.
and it's going to be too much on her. So we do maintenance brushing in between.
Okay.
So we break it down. So she'll come in, she'll get blowed out, then she'll get brushed. We do her feet. So then we do a bath.
We're talking about grooming. We're showing some pictures of before and after. I mean, look, they look so much happier. I mentioned last time we were with Jessica that you literally, my mom would attest to this. We took our dog Aussie in, and you knew that she knew she was pretty. They do, don't they?
They really do. It makes them feel better. Definitely and we wanted to showcase a dog like this, because sometimes people will say, oh, well, my dog, because they don't need a haircut, they don't have the bangs in their face, they don't need to go to the groomer. Well, this dog, or a double coated dog like this, the hair really is impacted in the chest, around the ears, the butt. And so they need that in the winter, in the summer, the hair, it has to be tangle free, removed underneath the skin to have that protective layer. Otherwise, it just becomes a shell on them.
Okay. And one of the things, we're going to take a quick break, but one of the things that you all need to realize is how much you need to be paying attention to them. If they're scratching like crazy, do they have allergies? Is there something in their coat? You're never going to believe. We're going to run through the things that groomers have found, which is just nuts. Let's see. Julie said, we were talking about the cataracts earlier. She said she just started pawing at her eyes. See, she was at VSS. That's where I had taken our dog. March 20th. They didn't mention it at all. We think she developed it after the hospitalization. We do love our babies, right? Absolutely. You're welcome to watch from my home. Oh, yeah. That we read that earlier. So Farmington, we're talking about the total eclipse. Are you staying in on Monday?
We are. Yes, I'm staying in. And then even though, necessarily people are like, well, what do the birds and rabbits do? They can look at it. It's not about if the dogs are looking at it. It's, it's going to become night, and we're even going to be fascinated and look at that, and crickets come out and sing. So it becomes all that. So we're going to keep the play campers inside during that time, do things inside. So they just don't notice. And then we're doing walks on different ends of that.
Yeah, I wanted you all to understand, just as much as we're telling you that you have to keep your eyes safe during that time period and you're putting glasses on, you might try to put some safety glasses on your animal. They're not going to leave them on. So bring your babies inside because you don't want to damage their eyes either. Remember them as well. Heidi loves her groomer, Liz, at Winghaven location. And Vinny, our agent, Kathy, Kilo Peterson, her dog goes there as well. I know yesterday we were at Defiance Ridge and Chuck brings his babies into you. I love the community that's all formed here. Let's see. Okay, we have actually answered this before, but I'll for all of you that are brand new to the show, we'll answer it again. Richard said, "Do you do anal glands when you groom?"
So you really want to do, you can check to see if they need to be done. There's a way you can feel. If they do and the owners want them done, we will express them. We don't do them internally, which a lot of large dogs need. So that would be a vet. But again, a lot of the large dogs will go to the vet. They come over here stinky and then we continue the groom.
Yes, because if you didn't know, there's a veterinarian that is right next door. So they have this wonderful collaboration at the Cottleville location. Okay, we are going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to show you some unbelievable things that they have found. We're going to talk about some of the things that they have found underneath the matting of some of your dogs, which has created so many problems for them. You've got to really pay attention to them a little bit more. And we have Justin that we're going to introduce you to. Justin is our adoptable dog today. All of that still to come on Pawsitive Talk Time. Need women to lift women up.
Let's do that.
Being on Monica's show, it was like one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Monica's very real, and she really cares about people.
She's changing lives.
Changing lives.
I think this is just really what people want to see.
Giving back so much to the community, and I really appreciate it.
Today, Monica was extraordinarily real, not only with me, but with her viewers and her listeners.
Made the interview process like talking to a friend.
How are you doing? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Hey. You're close.
Monica. Whoa.
So go out in this world and be anything you want to be. But before you do that, first, be kind.
All right, welcome back. Pawsitive Talk Time, 7:33 in the morning. It's myself and Jessica Cooke. We are at the Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville location. We're looking at some of your babies and some of the grooming that's taken place and how important it is. But there's also the aspect, I should say, that you need to be paying attention to different signs. Do you take your pet's skin health and you actually see the different things that could be going wrong? All these different sores and things that they have.
Yes, we see so many dogs in different, because we're in between their toes. We see, behind their ears where collars are. And so there's so many things that the groomers bring to the pet parents' attention that maybe they didn't know. And unfortunately, we have had to just we take photos of all befores and afters and everything now because this owner didn't realize that underneath all that skin that was already there. And accidents do happen, but if a groomer would do something on accident because of the matting or whatever, of course we feel horrible. We're going to tell the pet parents, but more cases than not, it's actually what came off of that. So what happens is the matting was so tight, it was actually pulling the skin away and the hair causing baldness and infection underneath there. And so we were so glad. She felt so much better. And then that was from a tight doodle neck that once we took all that off, those scabs most likely from scratching and the collar were underneath there. And so those are all things that then it is going to appear once all that's off too, it is going to appear worse for a couple days because the oxygen it's trying to heal itself.
And then when you have them go home, is there anything that you're telling parents to put on that to help it heal?
We always say, keep an eye on it, monitor progress, go to the vet if there's any new symptoms, because if they do go outside, then they're in their yard, they're going to scratch it with dirty nails, the infection can happen. So definitely they're going to want to follow up with vet if anything changes. If it's not getting worse, it's not getting better, it's getting worse.
Absolutely. And so if they are scratching like crazy, there's a lot of things. It could be the stuff out in the environment. We have a dog that's, I did a test on her. She's allergic to everything. I feel so bad, but you don't want to put them in a bubble, but you also have to like weigh, do they go outside? One of the things that we should be doing, and I became much more aware of it now, is every time they're coming inside, we should probably be wiping them down.
If you have a dog with environmental allergies, that's the best thing, and regular baths with no topical, because all just like us, if you go outside during spring and everything's flying, that's exactly what's happening to them.
Okay, so we're talking about grooming today. Lisa just said, I love this topic and hearing how Jessica and her team take great care of our babies. Having my baby with my groomer of 20 years makes me know the mini Aussie Shepherd she has, I think it's Lena, is in great care. I plan to visit. There we go. Yuppy puppy. That actually, thank you, Lisa. It's almost like you just like handed it off. I'm going to hit it out of the park. One of the next parts of this is that you do not hop around from groomer to groomer.
It's really important not to, just because for your dog's sake, for your sake, to get that relationship, anything, training, grooming, it's routine. So the more that they go, they have a happy experience, same person, same routine. It just becomes a way of life, versus, and being open and honest. So say, you get a haircut and you're like, oh, I didn't like that haircut, I'm never going back. As groomers, we want to know, was it too short? Was it too long? Are you wanting a different style? Show us pictures. So if it was just something over the look, work with that stylist. How many times have I said, well, I want bangs, but not those bangs. I want fringe bangs. I want this. So really work with them. We want to get it right. And it's so beneficial for the dog to stay with that same person.
And they're going to be picking up on a lot of things, just like your stylist, your hairdresser does. They're like, oh, well, I know that you got a colic here. I'm going to move it this way, whatever. All those things, and then paying attention. So I want to thank Hannah, by the way, for putting all these slides together. This one, though, she put together sideways. So if we can read to the side, these are some of the things that you got to pay attention to. So some ear infections, dermatitis, stuff like that.
Yeah, ear infections are a big one. Have you ever brought your dog to a groomer and then they say, well, my dog got an ear infection? So usually the ear infection, it's already there. What happens is by cleaning, by washing that area, the debris has gone then into the ear canal. It was already there. It was just kind of stagnant. And so those are things that needs vet attention afterwards. All top the dermatitis. There's so many skin infections. Really looking in those crevices around the rear. We have so many dogs that will come in with, dried feces around their butt, and when that comes off, it becomes red, infected. So, or the eyes, with the eye, we can only get, sometimes the eye gook is so irritated under there that once we wash it off and we turn it on, it looks but that does need to come off. So sometimes it looks worse before it looks better if it's to that degree.
You need to get the eye boogers out of their eyes. I mean, that's the first thing I do. I say good morning to my babies. I'm like, come here, let's get these out of here. You've got to treat these babies just like a human baby. I mean, would you sit there and let a baby sit in its poop in its diaper? I would hope not. You need to make sure. Look, I know some people are like, oh, that's gross. You're wiping. And I said, yeah, I'm taking a nice wipe that we've bought, and I'm making sure that if they're pawing at something, and if it's in their private area or in their butt, whatever, that I'm washing it up for them. You've got to take that in. I mean, I don't.
And let's face it, most of the people probably let their dogs on their couch and their
right,
like,
and they're rubbing
it off. You got to get it off.
Ew! Now you're all going to be like, don't sit.
That's what we always think. We're like, oh.
I told you we'd make you laugh today. What's that brown spot? Okay.
It's never chocolate.
No, exactly. Yep. That is not a Hershey's Kiss. Okay. Matting, right? And pelting that takes place. So what have you found in dogs? I mean, what are the craziest things?
The craziest thing, you name it. We have found fishing hooks are dangerous. We've found fishing hooks. We've found needles. Sometimes it's just an old sucker stick that was in there. All kinds of
you said
little
like
toys,
barbecue
bristles that were all stuck in. It was a doodle and stuck in a doodle's. And they were sharp. So we kept wondering, what are we feeling when we're holding this dog? And the mom was like, he won't let me brush his face. He had them poked in like a porcupine in his face. We had it was like a Lhasa Apso that kept doing a weird tongue flick, and the mom thought maybe it's because he had so much hair in his teeth. And after kind of brushing and combing and assessing, he actually had a toothpick wedged up in the roof of his mouth.
Oh.
So we were able to get that out for him.
Okay, let me just give you this, and I'm glad that you just mentioned that, because Tessa, when I will see her come in from outside and she's kind of like foaming at the mouth, I was like, what is wrong with her? I mean, I know she's been running around crazy, but usually she will take these big sticks or big branches that come off, and she'll chew them until she breaks them down into little sticks. And this is the third time now it's gone across the bridge of her mouth. And so, but she's not like showing you that that's in there. She's just foaming, and then she looks at you like something's wrong.
Yeah. And things in feet too. There's been so many thorns. Once the hair, if it's a furry dog that's, all in that paw head, once you scoop that paw head out, there's been so many matting, different things, infections in between toes. So that's really important.
And then talk about this, because there are some people that will take a dog in to get groomed. You will end up finding problems, and they do actually have to be shaved.
Yeah. So this was a good one, for example. So the mom's like, I brush her all the time. And we don't doubt that she brushes her all the time, but so brushing, you should be able to, when you're done, be able to feel all the way through their skin, pull it out. So if you can't see layer by layer the skin, a lot of people make the mistake of just top brushing or using the wrong brush on the wrong coat, and then not using a comb. So a true brushed out dog, how we have to do to every dog before we even begin scissoring or using clippers, they have to be tingle free all the way to the end. It should feel so smooth. If not, that is blocking the skin from oxygen and causing tight matting.
So that you just made me think of something. So when it comes to buying and making sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing before we bring them to the groomer, are there certain brushes, certain combs, things like that we should be buying depending upon the breed of the dog?
Absolutely. Yep. There is definitely, we'll see, there was the Furminator craze a while ago.
Yep.
And so the Furminator is actually a stripping tool. So you can continue just to get the hair out. You have to stop. So you should do a little bit layer by layer. You'll actually, people like, they just keep shedding and they'll come in and there's like bald spots. We're like, so that was
step away from the Furminator.
A basic brush and comb we use on every single dog, even labs, you name it. That is the basic. And poodles, there's different kinds of pin brushes and smaller combs and different shedding tools. So a variety. Why do you think the groomers have so many drawers?
Right.
It is full of tools specifically for each dog.
Yep. I mean, again, if you have a husky, or I've mentioned I've had Shibas, they don't have the same type of a coat as your short-haired dog. So how are you getting that all off? And then the matting that takes place. I mean, that's one of the things my husband's like, I will not have a Shiba Inu again. I'm like, no, they just got to get groomed more. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. It is 7:43. I see a bunch of questions coming in. Before we get to those, and before we show you our adoptable dog today, Justin, cats need to be groomed as well.
Absolutely. Cats, and at a young age, because there is going to be a point where the cat will need groomed. We see a lot of older cats that can't keep up with the hairballs anymore, so they need that. And then cats that are large and may not be able to reach certain areas need our help for getting their nails trimmed and their eyes done. So it should be just a way of life, and to reduce so much. Cats have so much dander that a good bath and blowout really significantly reduces that.
And would that help for all of us that say that we're allergic to cats? Probably.
The dander, it depends. Some people are allergic to the saliva, so nothing going to do about that. But definitely just overall air quality in your house for all dogs. And then another thing too is, so how many times have we heard like, oh, it smells like wet dog? So if you smell a wet dog, like a clean wet dog out of the tub does not smell like a wet dog.
Like a stinky dog.
So that is bacteria. So if you have a dog that you have washed at your house, or it's, they come in from the rain and it smells, it's just a dirty wet dog.
You got a dirty dog. Well, and you just actually led right into, I saw the question come in earlier, but I wanted to wait on this one. And I believe it is bacteria, but she's going to say, why do dogs' paws smell? He said like Cheez-Its. I think it's like Fritos.
Yeah.
See? He said, I never understood that. Is it bacteria?
Yeah, it's yeast. It's yeast. So you'll see paw pads, at groomers, we're picker. We love all the weird stuff. So if you ever see like the bottoms of the paw pads, and sometimes it almost looks like a barnacle or like something that's in the bottom of the ocean where that paw pad is shredding, that's like a callus, dead skin.
Oh.
So that needs to be in a bath, moisturized, soaked, scrubbed off. So it's getting a lot of that yeast off. If it's yeasty paws, can also be from diet and environmental too. So
it's not a cute thing, right? So people are like, oh, it smells like Fritos. Get that away from your face. It's bacteria, possibly. Luann Petrie just said, I will definitely check out Yuppy Puppy now. I have 2 dachshunds. Oh, welcome to the Dachshund Club. Jessica, we're planning a big graduation open house for my son. We have 2 dogs, and I don't want them there with all these people. Most of the people who I would send the dogs to will be here. I don't want to put them in their kennels all day.
Book them a grooming appointment. Then a lot of people will do that. If we do day stays as well. So all the time, or if they're friendly and they can are social, they enjoy camp. So a variety of issues. We have dogs that just need to be out of the house. So that's what we do, either day stays or spa days.
Yeah, just have them run around and have a blast here. And by the time they come back to you and all your people for your party are gone, they're going to be like, thank you so much for letting me play all day. They'll love it. So you want to what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Phone number is 636-625-0030. 1 is for the O'Fallon location, 2 is for the Cottleville location.
All right, there we go. And then, of course, your website?
Website's yuppypuppyspa.com, and you can create a profile and book online through there.
Make it that easy for you. And you, Richard, gosh, it's almost as if you're like one of the people on our team. He just went into the thing that we were going to talk about with the paws. It's that time of year when the skunks are moving again. The dude gets sprayed every spring. His groomer loves it. Do you get many dogs who get sprayed by skunks? That's one of the things we wanted to talk about.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, I'll give you a groomer tip too.
Yes.
So if your dog gets skunked, do not wet them down.
Okay.
Do not throw them in the tub, give them a bath. It's an oil. You need to bread them like a piece of chicken. Cornstarch is great. So something has to absorb the oil first.
Okay.
And we're big fans of cornstarch. Any of the other like flour type products just kind of can get a little mushy, but it has to. So put that on all the spots. And unfortunately, a lot of dogs will get skunked in their face, and there's nothing you can really do inside of the nose if it's in there, all that. But and then bathing with we have a skunk solution that we have created over the years that's pretty good. But if you have wet the dog down first and then you bring it in, it's not going to have the same effect. So cornstarch, or just bring them in and we dust them and then we bathe them.
Bread them like a chicken.
Bread them like a chicken.
Never heard that before. I want to ask this though, because I've heard years in the past that if your dog gets skunked, to put tomato sauce or paste or something on them. What is that all about?
I think that might have been a
old wives' tale. But
yeah.
people do it.
People do it, yeah.
And it doesn't work.
It hasn't worked for us.
I mean, I just think that sounds like a mess.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was the thought of like the acidity. I don't know what's behind.
But you say no.
I say no because it's an oil what the skunk has sprayed on you. So that you have to address it like an oil. So very strong degreasing too. If anything, Dawn is the first thing I would suggest too, just a degreaser, but that's going to really strip the coat. You never want to use Dawn on a dog unless you're going to follow up with a very moisturizing conditioner at the end.
Isn't she great? That's why we love this. I mean, there's so many segments we've got coming up for you. Kelly Buskirk, are you new to the show? She said, my pits paws smell like Fritos all the time. I see, but it's not a good thing. Now you know what it's about. My Shih Tzu, Precious, one time got into a bush in my yard, came back to the door with about 100 little mini needles poking all over her body and face. I gently pulled each out. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad for her. Eye boogers are a must to clean out of their eyes too. A warm, wet cloth loosens it up. Yes, these are our babies. They rely on us to take care of them. Absolutely. Okay, sorry. Richard said Fritos, not Cheez-Its. Yes, Fritos. So is Kelly a groomer for you, Richard? They just said does an amazing job with you. Wonderful information. Thank you. You're welcome. We're also going to talk about puppies, right? Let's talk about puppies and how people say, oh, let's get them the puppy cut. Well, we're going to hold off on that. I want to introduce you, though, to the dog that we are going to adopt, hopefully very, very soon. This is Justin, right?
So this is Justin. Oh, so Justin's biggest thing, other than being perfect, is he's just an excited guy. He's a doll baby. So this is Justin. He's been with us since October, and we think he's been with us since October, mainly because when he does get a visitor, he is so happy to see them. But he's just pure love all over the place. We do say he's got about 20 minutes a day of his Justin go-go juice, and then he's quite lazy.
Well, we're going to find out, though. So that's a video that you may have seen. I always want you to follow their Instagram page also and Facebook, because that's where you get a chance to keep up with the dogs that are up for adoption and the dogs that have been adopted out. Mama Blue left the building, correct?
Mama Blue left the building.
Yes.
Yes.
But Timothy, is he still here?
Timothy's still here.
Okay.
Yes.
That was one of the puppies. That's the
puppies.
last puppy, right?
Yep. Yep. And he's a doll, and he was adopted and returned to no fault of his own, and it broke our heart because they had never had a dog in the house for their son, and he was so allergic, and so he came back with a picture and all his favorite toys, and it was heartbreaking. So
well, we're gonna get Timothy. Again, this community has really shown up. I love all of you that have inquired and have adopted out, or if you adopted somewhere else, that you say, now I'm going to bring them here for grooming, or for if you need to get them trained. I love all that about all of you. Yes, we are going to meet Justin. We're going to see if he has the go-go juice going or if he is going to act a little tired. We will find out. When we return, we're going to meet Justin, and I hope that he can have a place in your forever home. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online, EnvitaHealthandWellness.com. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. Info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Welcome back. It is 7:53. Sometimes we introduce you to the dogs in the very beginning of the show. Maybe, okay, here we go. We do have the camera. Okay, Mom, I'm going to have you show Justin. Justin is our adoptable dog today, and we are hoping that Justin will get a chance to find his forever home. If you're just tuning in, let's see. Let's have you turn that around, Mom, if you can. Yeah, I'm going to try to bring it up. Never mind. All right, forget it. We're going to do this. Can Justin come over here by us? My mom tries to help as much as she can, but there's things obviously she doesn't know, and so she can't. Let's just bring Justin. Can you come up to the chair?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Hi, baby.
He'll take my seat.
Hello there. Hello, Justin. Justin. Okay, let's talk. So, how old is Justin?
So Justin is make yourself comfortable, Justin. He's such a doll. So Justin, we think, is like 2 to 3 years old. So he was one, we transferred in October. He was one that wasn't on our list originally. They had him in the front window, and he actually was just on, Tim Azell was doing a spot there, and he was taking his blanket and almost over here. It was the funniest thing that he was doing behind Tim Azell. And we thought for sure that was going to secure him a home, and he was still there. So we pulled him, and he has been perfect, literally perfect.
Hello.
He loves his crate. He is so gentle. He is kid approved. potty trained.
And he's a good kisser.
And a good kisser. He's so affectionate. And so his thing is he doesn't know a stranger. He's so happy to meet everybody. And a lot of people will say in the first meet and greet, oh, he's got too much energy. But then after the meet and greet, he goes and takes a nap the rest of the day. And we're like, dang it, Justin. Yeah. And so we're like, can you come back again at like lunchtime? And so he's dog. He's dog selective with playing off leash. So and we always do a ton of meet and greets if there's other dogs in the home. He went to our Barquet event on leash and is totally fine on leash. There was just sometimes if a dog is too much energy than him, even though he comes across too much energy, he likes more of the calm dogs. So, probably his yin to his yang.
Oh my gosh, look at the love in this. So somebody said too much tongue. Justin is super cute. Tim needs to come out of his shell. Oh, so handsome. Oh no, not Tim. Tim is Timmy Zell. This is Justin.
Yeah.
Justin doesn't need to come out of his shell, right? So handsome, beautiful eyes. That's the thing that we've showcased a lot of different dogs here. And one of the things that I always see is the eyes, right? It's the windows to the soul. And they're just saying, I'm going to give you a ton of love.
It's so true. I mean, if you look at pictures from first day intake where they look very worried, uncertain, and then, on the go home day, they're just full that expression. You can see it in photos and as they go through the process here. So grateful. He was one though that did not need to go through any decompress. He made himself right at home the first day. He's never gone through any any sadness or anything. He has been a joy since day one.
And you said you've had him since October?
Since October, yeah.
If you don't like kisses in your mouth, you better watch out because he's quick. He's like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Okay, look at this face. Can you do me a favor? Okay, thanks for the kiss. Look right here, right at the camera, and say, adopt me. Oh, no, my mom's fingers are in front of the camera. Don't do that. Justin is our adoptable dog and just full of so much love, a lot of energy, and kisses. Thank you. And a lot of kisses. So if you enjoy kisses, Diane just said he's so sweet. I know, that's what I was thinking. But I think that somebody just said, did your nephew get a dog yet? She sent me all the pictures. So my nephew's girlfriend is the one that gets to make the decision, I'm told. And I thought they wanted a girl. That was the only thing. But I will be checking. He loves you, Monica. Call Jim. I think you need dog number 4. Oh, somebody said, I think you could have another pup. Jim said no. That was the thing that he was worried about. He's like, you and Jessica are great together, getting the dogs adopted, raising great money. But no, you're not bringing another dog home. He is a wonderful kisser. So again, if you are interested in adopting, you want to come and do an application. So for those people that have just started to watch our show, tell them the process. Because it's not like we're going to show him and we say, yep, you can have him. There is a process to go through to make sure that he has his forever home and doesn't get returned.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and there's no rush with our adoption process. It really is. So application, once that application is approved, we set up a meet and greet. And meet and greet is first time all humans in the home. If there's kids in the home, we make you come 2 more times to interact at least, or until everybody in the home feels comfortable. And the trainers who are all assigned to each individual dog will kind of show you what they already know, because all of our dogs go through obedience. And we want that to transfer over. And then if there's other dogs in the home, at least 2 meet and greets as well.
Okay, so there's a process for you to go through because we want this to be long lasting. You're beautiful. Oh, thank you. Yeah. There it is again. All right, so Justin is the dog. Michelle just put the link up for you on Pet Finder so that you can click on that. You can read more about them. Don't you want to have these kisses? Kisses are in your future. Okay, Justin, that's the dog that's available for you. Oh, you want, okay, one more for you.
He's like, I know where the snacks are.
There's some treats for you. All right, everybody, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we're going to wrap up by talking about puppies. There's no such thing as a puppy cut.
No, stop saying it. There's no such thing as a puppy cut.
It's fake news.
Fake news.
That and we're going to end the show with should we be sleeping with our babies? Oh, He said no. I don't know about that. We'll find out when we return. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Okay, that was so fun. It is 8:01. She's putting Justin back away. And if you have any questions about getting an opportunity, no, Mom, I don't need that. Thank you. We're just going to sign out of this. If you need any information about how you can adopt the dog, just go to the link that Michelle just posted for you, again, which is Pet Finder, and then you can find out more. I don't need that. Thank you. Jessica is back with us, and before we wrap up, we want to talk about the puppy cut that people think is out there. It's not a thing.
It's not a thing. So puppy cut, if you think about it, I don't know how it ever got started. So usually it's considered, groomers have now just, when a customer asks for a puppy cut, we're like, it's one length all over, because people think puppies are one length all over, but it can be, it's just a length. So do you want your dog a half length and an inch? Do you want the dog more animated? Would you like the legs fuller? Do you want something Asian fusion? So puppy cut is
not a thing.
Not a thing. So if you go to one grooming salon, another grooming salon, every groomer is going to do whatever they think a puppy cut is. There's no standard length for that.
Okay, there you go. You heard it here first. And then also make sure that when you get puppies, very early on, that you enroll them in classes so that they're properly trained.
Absolutely. Even just coming in for like whenever a client of mine who I've been grooming for years gets a puppy, I have them come in for the first time. They wait, and I just run a quick brush and a comb over them. We have a great experience. They go on their way. The next time they might come in for their nails, I might clean their ears. So it's a process. So by the time it's a full grooming, we've already established that relationship, and it's just a fun day.
And that's what we should have, right? It's also, I love that when we first took Tessa, when she was a puppy, I was like, well, I wonder what they're going to do in classes. We did the same thing with Kira, and it just made them more obedient, but it also allowed them to be more social, right? They learned socialization very early on.
Yeah, absolutely. And socialization, a lot of people think socialization is a dog park or throwing your dog in with a lot of dogs. Socialization is actually how your dog handles a car, a vet, a pet store, different sights, different sounds just outside. So providing all life experiences so they know how to handle it, and you being the handler of giving them that, okay, if my handler is here, my mom's here, not only is she a safe space, but also I know she can handle the situation. Sure. And I'm going to be okay.
And Jessica sent me something which I thought was really eye-opening. So listen to this before we wrap up in the next couple of minutes. You say, did you say 99% of dogs, 99% of dogs, I swear is the number you gave me, should not go to a dog park?
Yes.
99%?
Yeah.
Why?
So there's a study done. So 10% of all dogs, and it actually was in some of our rescue group paperwork from other groups, because we're like, a lot of these dogs aren't getting adopted because everybody wants a dog to immediately get along with all dogs that they meet, oh, my sister brings her dogs for Christmas. Will this dog get along with my dog? I maybe not. So 10% of dogs would get along with everybody, everything, all the time.
10%.
Those are unicorn dogs. So, and think about us, like, do we love everybody all the time? Everybody we meet?
Nope.
If you went up hugging everybody you met, you're bound to get punched in the face one time or the other. So be an advocate for your dog and don't put them in that situations. It's okay to keep your dog on the leash to see how they do at first. It's all about having a calm, right time. So, that's what we do when we introduce dogs, or it's a play camp trial. we're doing lots of things going around the room first on leash. Maybe we're going to meet one dog on leash. We're going to sit. So it's all about setting them up for success, not saying, here you go, you're going to get along with everybody and everything.
Right. Imagine if you have your dog and you set them up for failure. What's going to happen? And you keep putting that over and over again. So yes, one of the things that I was taught a long time ago, and she confirmed this, is that you should always be introducing dogs to another dog on a leash. Not here, let's just run and shove it in your face.
Right. And also too, from a distance, a lot of people never face to face. Because it's like, hi, nice to meet you, So,
get out of my space.
And dogs are so aware. They know when another dog is across the room from them. And if they're not reacting across the room, that's great. You're treating them, you're providing. Then you might walk side by side. The other dog, that is socialization. With even though they're not directly, the best case scenario is that they're giving each other space. They're ignoring each other, but they're not. They are very aware that there is another dog in the room. And then, always ending on a good note too. So if you said, well, this dog normally doesn't like other dogs, but he's been in the lobby or in this area with this dog on leash, that's great. End it for that day.
Yeah.
Then the next day, do another little bit further. So pushing a dog too fast, setting them up for failure can actually make them regress and go the other way.
Absolutely. And they don't want to meet face to face. They want to meet face to butt.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we wrap up, we promised to at least touch on this subject. And I think we can go deeper. We're actually going to address it with Dr. Neary in our Medical Monday segment. If you haven't had a chance to watch that, that is every Monday, 7 a.m. and 7:30. We have two different doctors, Dr. Sean Neary with Mid-America Spine and Rehab, Dr. Sarah Franco with Invita Health and Wellness. And I said that I want to talk about whether or not the dogs should be in the bed with us. So what are your thoughts?
So sleeping in the bed,
yes.
Are we going back to last week?
No, we're not going to that topic again. They shouldn't be in the bed with that. If you didn't see that, you missed out on a great show.
I just want to make sure we're clear.
Sleeping, actually going night-night.
Not until, so the dog should always be invited. If the dog jumps up there voluntarily, it invaded your space. So it always should be an invitation to sleep. So if you want the dog in your bed, then you have asked them in there and they know that. But we would suggest not allowing to sleep in bed unless you have a great foundation with your dog.
Okay.
So if they are, listening to you properly, if they're not anxious, they're not all those things, that they're very well rounded, use it as a reward. That's fine. That's great. But again, I'm hesitant with dogs with children or sleeping with children, because we talked about how they do dream, and we do know people that have had some severe injuries to the face because the dog was sleeping and had a dream. So I would use caution. And it always, it does, so I'm guilty too. I have a couple dogs that sleep in the bed, but if they have earned it, they're, if they say their sit or their climb wasn't sharp that day, then I'm not going to allow them, because then that's just them getting away with a little bit more. So making sure, that day that they earned that reward to sleep with you. They, maybe didn't have any accidents in the house, or they, didn't bark at the neighbor, do any unwanted behavior, because then that's just rewarding it.
Interesting. So what if they just kind of wander off and you're like, where's the dog? And the dog decided to jump up on your bed, and they're just now making that their bed. That we should tell them to get down?
Yeah, you should tell. It should be an
Adelaide, get off the bed right now. I know that's where you are.
And the foundation should be all, in our opinion, we train this on all of our rescues too. A crate should be used as a safe space. It's their own room, their own den. So once they have established they can sleep in there, everything is great, they go in and out on their own. Yes. Then if they want to come in the bed, then it would be okay.
Don't use a crate as punishment.
No,
it should be safe.
Yep, it should be safe. It should have all the things in there, the snacks, the toys, whatever. You'll find that if it's introduced properly, it is their safe space. If something does frighten them, if they, don't want to interact with guests and they put themselves in there, that's okay. They are allowing themselves to get out of that situation. So advocate for them.
Again, Pawsitive Talk Time. We always have great topics. And if there's ever a topic, by the way, that you want us to cover, just reach out to me in advance. Let me get the information to Jessica so that we can take some time to get ready for it. Marilyn said, nope, Heidi goes for a lot of walks, but never a dog park. The dude is a unicorn, Richard says, evidently. Of course he is. Diane says, my Griffin terrier sleeps with me. He's 13 pounds. He has his own little bed next to my pillow and goes there as soon as I put him on the bed. About 4 or 5 a.m., he likes to go under the covers between us. When he's ready to get up, he will go to the bottom edge of the bed and wait for me to put on his halter and take him out. He's patient. I am still running around doing stuff when it's time. When he sits up a little higher, then I know it's time. Gotcha. My dogs go for walks, but I will not take them to a dog park. Oh, look at all of this. People know this already. People who walk dogs without a leash on a walking path bothers me when I'm walking my dog. Yes, they're like, oh no, they're well behaved. You don't know. Something can set them off. Yes, you did miss something. Somebody said, I think I missed something last week. There's an entire reel about it. So just look on my page. Okay. It's there. I tagged them in it. So it's probably, you can find it on theirs as well. You missed it. I'm not going to give it to you. That's why you never should miss a second of this show. All 5 of my female schnauzers have slept with us. Yep. Ours do as well. Jim never grew up in a family, evidently, where dogs slept with them. My mom probably didn't want us to, but we used to sneak Cookie in our bed underneath the covers. Shh, be quiet. You're underneath there. I like the unconditional love that they provide us, the warmth that they provide us. They are the most amazing snugglers.
Yeah.
My husband's not a snuggler, so my babies are.
It's all about balance. It's, if especially the older dogs, like if they have been steady with they're just a great dog and there's no training needs anymore and they're a companion, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But if you have a dog that potentially will have like a surrender, like, oh, this dog is horrible, we don't crate train it, it jumps all over and it's eating everything, and we say, like, what have you done? And she's great, she sleeps in bed with my daughter, but in the meantime the dog's doing all these bad things. That's a reward.
Rewarding it.
So definitely, but yeah, if I'm guilty too. So if they've earned it, who doesn't want to snuggle with their dog?
Amen.
At night?
My mom's
dog
back here.
at night.
Yes. No Cheetos. No Cheez-It feats, Richard. My little dogs are such cuddle bugs. I know, right? Exactly. And that's why we love them so much. Okay. I think a future topic we need to do, because it is affect as we get into spring, we got a lot of storms. It is the anxiety that your dogs have. Are there things that we should, people talk about giving their dogs, like CBD and stuff like that, right? I would like to talk about that in the future. I would like to talk about separation anxiety, all those things. If that is something that your animals have, what can we do to take care of them? Because we don't want them to be, living in fear. Fireworks are just a couple of months away, all those things. So if you have a topic that you would like for us to cover, just let us know. Lisa said, one of my cats loves to snuggle under the covers, laying on my chest, just stays a few minutes and then leaves. Right. Again, they want to come love you. They'll figure it out. They also get hot though, because I get so cold and I'm like, come here, Adelaide. And all of a sudden I'm like, get off.
Yeah.
You're hot. Can you break a dog from being gun shy?
Yes and no. It depends. There actually is a great, I'm trying to think, Sorensen does a lot of hunting dog training. I would suggest, if you want a dog for hunting that's gun shy, to reach out to a specific hunting trainer. They're fantastic with all of that. But we have had some dogs where sometimes it's just not in them genetically. Yeah. Even though we talked about that, if they came from hunting bloodlines, sometimes that trait is just not in there and they can't get over it. But there are things to do to desensitize them, but it might not ever be a good fit for them. Just like how some police dogs go through all that training and they just don't have it in them. Yeah. Or versus a service dog too. If they go through all that, but they're still lacking a certain key, that's just who they are. So it might not be able to be totally broken.
Okay, good questions. And more coming in that having to do with what we mentioned, but let's save that for 2 weeks from now. Somebody said my dogs are scared to death of fireworks and don't like the sound of the delivery truck, right? They hear the backing noise of a trash truck, all those things. Yeah, we don't want those babies living in fear. So one more time, if anybody wants to think about adopting Justin, you want to go through that process, Michelle dropped the link in for you from Pet Finder. You want to give your phone number one more time?
636-625-0030.
And again, it's Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa, Cottleville, and an O'Fallon location. I know a lot of you said, oh, I got to come visit. That's what we want. Support those that support us. We love our collaboration with all of our sponsors, and we love this. Every other Thursday, join us for Pawsitive Talk Time. Thank you all so very much. We say it all the time. Remember to go out and enjoy the day. It's going to be a cold one. It's a Cardinals home opener. So if you're going downtown, you're going to meet a bunch of people that you've never met before, but we're all there for the same reason, to cheer on the Cardinals. Be nice to each other. Be patient with each other. Don't start the fights. Instead, show kindness. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day.
Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online, EnvitaHealthandWellness.com.